Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Battlefront II. And as promised, now that we're done with the campaign, we're going to start getting into some mod maps and other sorts of mods for the game. And the first set of mods I want to get into is actually one of the first mods I ever made. For those of you who don't know, when I used to mod Star Wars Battlefront II, I used to go under the username Xavius. And if for some reason someone doesn't believe me or anything like that, I can provide proof that that's me, just so you know I'm not claiming credit for somebody else's mods. But anyways, one of the first mods I made was the Saga of the 607th, which was a sort of like a story-based set of missions, although I never really got around to scripting actual missions. They all just run as standard conquest maps. But these missions take place in the Clone Wars. They follow a legion called the 607th Legion, who, I think, if I remember correctly, the story I wrote for them, they were an attempt at making Force-sensitive clones, but they failed, so obviously the 607th is not Force-sensitive. That would have been a little too ridiculous, but they were, if I remember correctly, prone to disobey orders. Of course, none of this is really relevant to the game. This is all background story stuff that I wrote up when I made this mod back in, I think I started it late March of 2007. So it's been almost 10 years since I made this mod, although it went through some iterations and some changes for the couple of years after that, and I think the full version released, I think the full version of the mod released January 1st of 2009, if I remember correctly, so it's been about, what would that be, 8 years since the full release came out? It seems crazy now that I actually talk about how long it's been, but anyways, let's go ahead and get into the first map. We'll probably do one or two, maybe three of the missions. As you can see, these are the first 8 missions right here. I did that to keep them all together so that you can do them all in order. Otherwise, it would have gone alphabetically, in which case Renvar, the first mission, would be all the way down here, and Solust would be somewhere down there, and so on and so forth. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started on the first mission here. Alright, so here we go. So this is actually a very, very large map, especially compared to some of the stock maps. There's a lot of units. It's going to be a really big battle. So let's go ahead and get started. The basic 4 units are the same as usual, with some modified weapons and such like that. For example, the Clone Trooper has thermal detonators as well as EMP grenades, whereas in the regular game he just has the thermal detonators. Of course, he has a custom skin and all that. And then after the first original 4 classes, there are some different ones. The officer is a little different than usual. The jet trooper is, I think, the same as the default. And then we also got a light commando unit who has blaster rifle, sniper rifle, grenades. Commander Vax, who is the commander of the 607th Legion. And Zos Hyun, the Jedi Knight leading the 607th. So let's go ahead and get started. We'll play as just a regular little trooper to start with. Right at the beginning here, you're going to see there's a lot of units up this way. And we're going to be aiming for this command post number 0 over there. Trying to take that over. Right at the start here, you've got a couple of options. You can head across the bridge and try and take the droid's command post over there, but I kind of prefer to take this command post by this downed observatory because it's more like in our area right here, because if we don't want to push too far forward into enemy territory up here. Let's get some grenades out. I don't think there's an ammo droid on this side over here, but that would be really convenient if there was, so I can throw a bunch of grenades down. That right there, that green droid right there, is called a, what's he called, like a biohazard droid? I don't remember exactly. But he's got basically this poison gun that shoots out a big spray of acid or something like that. I'll be sure to show him off at some point. I'm not going to be playing as a 607th for every mission. I'll probably go ahead and try out some of the droid classes as well, just to show them off. And I'm really low on health, so I hope this guy drops health. Although some of our teammates get in here so they can help capture the command post. Unlike in the campaign missions, your allies can actually capture command posts, which is good. Because that'd be kind of silly if you're the only one who could do that. So we're capturing this command post right here. After this, we're going to head over to the one over there. Let's actually go ahead and steal the droid's tank right here before our own spawns. See if we can get somebody to get in. And then they can take that over. And it looks like we've encountered our first glitch. This mod is not perfect. You might be able to tell that this tank has no noises. The lasers do not make any sound at all, which is kind of sad. Because I forgot to update that. You have to set it up so that the sounds actually work for every vehicle. Because by default, the sounds are not loaded in for every single vehicle. So you either have to pick a sound file that has all the vehicles in it, like for example, Yavin 4 has clone tanks and droid tanks, so that'd be a good one to use. Or just munge your own sound file, which is kind of jargon for anybody who isn't familiar with modding. So yeah, so we're gonna go and capture this tower command post. A lot of these assets in this Renvar map are, actually all of them, are borrowed from the Renvar maps from Star Wars Battlefront 1, by which of course I mean the original Battlefront from 2004, not the new EA Battlefront of course. So I basically just set them up in my own kind of little pattern here, and I think my favorite part about this map is the bridges over here. I basically put together a whole bunch of different arch pieces and made them into big, huge bridges. Although, honestly, if I had done this map, like nowadays, I don't do modding for this game anymore, but if I did this map nowadays, I probably would have made it a bit smaller, because if you look at the map, you can't really actually see. I didn't actually set up a real map. You can just kind of see where the command posts are. But I probably would have made it 1 or 2 bridges, because right now, it's just so big that once you get to lower reinforcement counts, it gets really hard to find the last few enemies, and it just drags on for a while. So let's go ahead and try out one of these other classes here. We'll get a chance to try out just about everybody, but one of my favorite class guys to use on this map is Commander Vax, because he's got a really powerful machine gun that takes out enemies pretty fast, which you didn't really get to see there because that guy died before I had a chance to get to him. But it looks like our allies might need some help over on the other bridge over there. It seems like they're handling themselves all right over here. He's also got a blaster rifle like every other clone. I don't know why he has it. He probably doesn't really need that. And he's got EMP grenades and an orbital strike droid, which will allow you to plant an orbital strike, which will come down to your enemies. And it looks like they actually captured back this command post over here. So let's go ahead and help our allies get that back. See if we can get a couple allies to follow us. Help us out a little bit. Actually, another thing that I might have done differently nowadays is giving Commander Vax a buff ability rather than giving him another weapon. Because honestly, this weapon is really all he needs. He really doesn't need that extra rifle. I know I used it for a second there, but honestly, I mean, even though this thing overheats really quickly, it's still really powerful. I mean, watch this. He was General Grievous. He's dead in a second. Obviously, because he didn't block. If he had blocked, he could have knocked some of those shots back at me, and there's a good chance I would have died. Alright, so we got a droid over here hanging out. We also got one of our own guys who wasn't even killing that droid for some reason. So after we just capture this command post, I'm going to go ahead and switch to Zoshian. Okay, so maybe the blaster rifle is kind of useful, because I overheat pretty quickly, so it is kind of nice to have something to switch to. Although I probably should have given him a pistol. Actually, let's go ahead and go until we die, maybe, because we're kind of low on health. And because of the way the AI works in this game, they tend to target you over everybody else, so there's a good chance I'll die. I didn't mean to do that. There's a good chance I'll die before my allies do. So yeah, as we do have the most command posts, I don't think I've explained this yet because we didn't play any conquest matches yet, but since we have the most command posts, we're actually draining their reinforcements, and they're actually almost out already. So this was actually a pretty quick game, but yeah, we're actually draining their reinforcements. Basically the goal is to hold the most command posts. If you hold the most command posts, then your opponent's reinforcements will slowly tick down, more than they would if they were just, if you were just killing them. Now let's play as Zoshian over here, and Zoshian is kind of your standard Jedi from the regular game. I mean, he's got saber throw, and oh, he does have a buff ability. I probably should have given that to Commander Vax instead, but I can use my buff ability and give my allies, I think, a defense boost. And of course, he's got a lightsaber, he's got throw a lightsaber, and he's got Force Wave, which I'm pretty sure is just Force Push with a different name. Okay, so let's head on up here, and we got a couple of tanks over there. I'm probably not going to bother trying to take out those tanks, because it just takes too long. I'd rather run up here and go and just capture the last command post. Once we hold all the command posts, we win. So there's probably, unless all the guys are in tanks, there's probably a couple of droidicas in the CIS fortress up here, because they have a tendency to get stuck for some reason. Either that, or actually there's a sniper in here, isn't there? Yeah, because you can, when you actually make a map, you can tell certain units to hang out in certain spots. So I think if I remember correctly, I put sniper nodes over here to tell the snipers to hang out there, and that way this fortress gets defended at least a little bit. Alright, so we're capturing the last command post. We're almost done with this mission. And after this one, we're going to go ahead and head over to the next mission in the campaign series. It's not really a campaign. It doesn't have objectives or anything like that. But we'll head on to the next one, which is Solist. Alright, and I suppose since I didn't do it before, I'm going to go ahead and show off the end of the mission screen here and show how many kills I got. 94 kills to 1 death is pretty good, but obviously I'm playing as AI opponents, so that's not all that surprising. So yeah, that's the Renvar mission. So let's go ahead and cut real quick and head over to Solust. Alright, and here we go. I didn't feel the need to show the mission select screen again because I already showed that. So let's go ahead and play it as the bad guys this time, the CIS. And this mission is actually a indoors mission. You've got the 607th up here and down here at Command Post 8 and 3, infiltrating a CIS base, which is all the command posts in the middle. So obviously the 607th has to push hard right from the get-go because they have fewer command posts and they're going to be losing reinforcements. And we spawned in a bad place. Okay, let's retreat. Let's retreat and try and regain some health here. Because I'm almost dead already. I shouldn't have spawned right there. I thought that command post was inside. I forgot that that was actually right outside. But yeah, I'm playing as the engineer because he has a shotgun, and obviously we're indoors, so shotguns will do pretty well. But we got a lot of guys coming at us, and I don't have any of my allies here, so we're kind of soloing this for the time being. Nope, don't want to drop health for them. Let's see if I can... Nope. Trying to drop a det pack and blow them all up, but oh well. So now let's... I can't play as a super battle droid yet. Let's go ahead and just run a regular battle droid for now. It is kind of unfortunate that I never got around to putting maps in this thing, like an actual mini-map that you can see, because that's something you have to actually make yourself. Because right now it's really hard, especially with a kind of dark and maze-type map like this. It's kind of hard to tell where you're going. Honestly, this is probably one of my least favorite maps in the 607th Saga, because it's kind of dull looking. Like, you look at the colors, it's kind of like a dull red. And nothing really sticks out. It'll probably be hard to see in the video, and I do apologize for that. I did make a video on this map when I first made it, way back in the end of 2008, and I remember that video was really, really dark. Although I didn't have, it wasn't in HD, so it might help being in 1080p. I'm not sure. I mean, even me looking at it, it's kind of dark and kind of hard to see things. Oh, there's Zacian. Let's see if we can drop a couple grenades at him. He's probably going to kill us here if he uses his saber throw, which he doesn't seem to be doing. I actually got killed by somebody else. Alright, so let's see if he plays a super battle droid or the droideka. I don't really like the droideka because he's not very maneuverable. Somebody's trying to take our command post over here, so I figured I'd grab it. But the droideka is not very maneuverable. You have to actually, you know, fold him up to move very quickly, and then you have to unfold to keep going. Super Battle Droid is actually pretty good indoors. He's different from the Super Battle Droid in the main game. He's only got one weapon. Oh, that's Vax. I almost died there. But he's got a really fast wrist blaster, and that's the only weapon he has. Because I basically just buffed that like a whole bunch. Because I figure, you know, in the movies, you never see the Super Battle Droids using wrist rockets. They basically just did that as basically like a grenade equivalent. And we don't want to go over there. Those are mines. I did actually change the color of the mines for some reason. I think just for the heck of it. Actually, let's back up because our allies are probably going to trigger those mines over there. Go ahead, do it. I don't want to be there when you do it, though, because if you blow up that mine, I will die, too. It looks like they're doing a good job avoiding them, but I want to stay back here and let them capture it so I don't get blown up. Oh, and there's Zacian. Let's see if we got enough points to play as General Grievous, because that would really help us get a bunch of command posts back here. Although, obviously, as General Grievous, we don't want to run into the mines because we'll die. And there's Commander Vax again. We can reflect some of his shots back at him if he wants to shoot at us. Yep, there we go. Killed by his own blaster bolts. So General Grievous is actually unchanged from the default game. Although I didn't get a chance to play as him in the campaign, obviously, because I was playing as the Republic. So one thing I did change in these missions is I changed it so that the heroes, rather than being actual heroes that you have to unlock and use, are basically just regular old units. And that's why the AI players can play as them. Oh, and let's have a big, awesome lightsaber duel here. Although, in a lightsaber duel where we just go one-on-one with our lightsabers, obviously General Grievous is going to win because he's got 4 lightsabers. If Zacian had bothered to use any of his force powers, he probably could have taken that. Let's go ahead and go towards their outside base over here. And, oh, there's Zacian again. I guess we get 2 lightsaber duels in this mission. Let's get our dash attack in. And we can probably take him out pretty easily because we'll get him stuck in a stun. And there he goes. So I figure we take this command post, and then we basically have this portion of the map under control. Now, one thing that's kind of annoying is that in this map, I didn't put actual lava in. I gave the water a lava texture, but unfortunately you can't see that, so it looks like water rather than lava. And it's got big lava streams coming out of it, but yeah, only in low quality can you see the actual lava texture. I can show that real quick, actually. So let's go ahead and go video, water quality low. And it doesn't actually look that good now that I look at it. It's really tiled, you can tell. But at least you can kind of see it's supposed to be lava, although it doesn't really look like it because it's not glowing or anything like that. Let's go ahead and set our video settings back up to high because, you know, we're probably playing a mission with actual water sometime, and I don't want the water to look ugly. Alright, so it looks like they only got 19 reinforcements left, so we're going to finish this off pretty quick. Someone just got killed over there, so we probably got somebody around this corner we can go take out. And actually, if I get a chance, after I capture this command post, I'm going to go ahead and try out the, whatever the green droid was called. I don't really quite remember. Oh! That was my mistake. I accidentally hit that droid into the mine. It blew us both up. Oh, well, I did want to try out the, oh, it's the B1 series Toxin droid is the name of it. So let's go ahead and try him out. This is his biohazard assault gun, I think is what it said it was named. Yeah. So it's kind of like a flamethrower. It functions like a flamethrower, but it's kind of like some kind of toxic waste. He's also got a toxic attack that he can use that will poison surrounding units, which I'll show off if I get a chance. But if I don't, there's always another chance because the same sides, the same units run on all the 607th maps with some minor exceptions. So I'll always have another chance to try this out. He's also got the standard commando pistol, which, as I mentioned in, I think, the Yavin mission, is basically the same as a regular pistol, but a little bit more powerful. So if these... Oh, those aren't snipers, are they? Those are the officers, which have an ion weapon that does a lot of damage to droids. So here we go. We poisoned him. As you can see, there's a little green cloud around him, and his health is kind of deteriorating. So that's how you poison somebody. And it looks like this is their last guy, so let's go ahead and take him out. And there we go. That's the mission. So yeah, as I said, not really my favorite mission. This is a map that I probably would have redone as well. But honestly, you know, I'm not doing modding anymore. Like, I don't really feel interested enough to go back and redo these maps, even though I kind of feel like they aren't really up to par anymore. But anyways, I think that's probably going to be it for this episode. I'll probably just do 2 missions an episode, because they do seem to take a little while. They do seem to take just about as long as a regular campaign mission. So yeah, this is the end of this modding episode, so I hope you guys enjoyed watching some of my mods, and I hope I had some interesting commentary about the mods that I made and maybe some background information. I'll be sure to pepper some more information about making these mods as I do them.